Hello. So, funny story. One, it's like almost 10 o'clock at night and I just got dressed so that I could record this video. I have been wanting to do this video for this vlog post for a while. And, we had COVID. We got COVID over summer vacation. And I just have not felt the same since we were sick. And then last week I was like, oh my gosh, is it coming back? But I'm also a bit of a hypochondriac, so I think it was allergies. But I also read, and I called our doctor, that the long haulers can last for months. So it can kind of come and go. But I just have these horrible migraines now. So anyhow, I am back up at the lake house and my dad is having both of his knees replaced. And so he had asked me if I would stay in Dallas. His recovery time is 2 months. So he just wants to make sure, in case something happens, which I totally get. And I already told him, I was like, I will 100% be there. But I want to finish getting the floor ripped up. You can see my lovely adhesive removers and all that stuff that I'm gonna scrape, but I want to get the floor done because I really want the cabinets not the cabinets. We're not doing anything different to the cabinets. The countertops and the backsplash. So anyhow, funny story though. So this dress is from Janie and Jack. I'm wearing the size 12. It is so cute. And honestly, I've told you guys this, I like the 12s. I can fit in the 10s. The 10s actually probably fit better. I do not, it's like 130 degrees here in Texas. I'm kidding. It's like 110 or 107. But when I drink so much water, I am pretty sweaty. I do not want my clothes to touch me. So a lot of times, I take my belt off and it's loose. And David's always like, why are you always wearing a dress? Why don't you wear shorts? Listen, if you're a girl, you get it. It's much more breezy, especially if your dress is not binding. So, but when we were going, this is the funny part. So when we were going to the beach, I sent David to Janie and Jack, and I always do all of our shopping online. So this was kind of a surprise to me. So I send David to Janie and Jack. He kept saying he'll go before our trip. So I sent him with a list, everything that's in a 2T is for Cricket Bag. Anything that is in a 10-12 is for me. And so I keep getting all of these phone calls the whole time and texts and everything. And the manager had shut down the store. So they were he was just so in love. He was getting his own little private shopping spree and all of these things to get her all, decked out for family vacation. And anyhow, he, keeps sending me pictures and I'm like, yeah, of course I like it. It's on the list. Are you not reading my list? Are you not looking at the sizes? And so finally I said something and I was like, yeah, I think he had it all lined up because I wasn't at home. He had it all lined up for when I got home. And he's like, do you like all the outfits? And I go, yeah, of course I like all the outfits. Every single one of those except for maybe two of the because I don't wear the rompers. 2 of the rompers and maybe 3 of the dresses were not for me. Everything else was for me. And he was like, well, so, they were telling me that they don't. A lot of the stuff that was on the list, they don't. Stuff that's online, they don't always get all that stuff in the store. Sometimes it goes directly to the outlets. And if you're online, it doesn't say this is an outlet only item or an online only item, one of those things. So anyhow, my dresses, they've been moving warehouses and stuff. So a bunch of the dresses that I had originally wanted for summer vacation have just now gotten here. Anyhow, I love it. It is so cute. One of the other things I have to say about Janie and Jack that I love that I really hadn't thought about until I was talking to my brother-in-law. Nothing is dry clean. Everything, I can throw everything in the washing machine. I'm even just delicate and I do hang everything to dry pretty much. So I love that. Anyhow, we are potty training and this has been holy moly, a whole other experience that I guess I just was not even prepared for. I don't know how people do this with 2 kids. I did the timer method. I've done a couple of different ones. And now I'm doing the potty training in 3 days. And I know a lot of people, like I read all the reviews. A lot of people had mixed things to say about it. I'm kind of desperate at this point. So we're doing it. She peed on me 3 times today, and that's when I did give up. I was like, I'm done. I am just done. She came and sat, like we were playing at her kitchen. And she does this thing like she'll push you down because she thinks she's so strong. And now she sat on my stomach and just peed on me. And I was just, and we had sat on the potty like 3 times just before any of this happened. I was just going, are you kidding me? So anyhow, the book says, even though it says that they will be trained in 3 days. And here's the thing, she's gone in the potty. She gets it. She even goes and sits on the potty. She just holds it. So I don't know, she's very stubborn. So I'm trying to figure this one out. Anyhow, I don't know. That's a whole different ball game that I have just not even been prepared for. So, you know, I'll keep you guys informed on that one. The book does say, even though it says they'll be potty trained in 3 days, give it 10 days. I'm gonna give it the 10 days. If she is not, we had hired a night nurse who was just strict as strict can be. She's Romanian. I love her. She had Catherine sleep trained in less than 2 weeks. She slept through the night. She went to bed at like 9 o'clock and doesn't wake up until 9 o'clock in the morning. And she's been like this since she was an infant. Like, I love this lady. But she's like very, very, very hardcore. She's from Romania, like came over in a shipping container. And if you don't do it her way, like she'll fire you. And she had like a 3-year waiting list. Like, I mean, it was just crazy. But when she left and I was like, David, can we just hire her? I just want her part of our family. Like, she's just very like, I don't want to say a lot of parents are so soft nowadays. And maybe that's where we have all these problems, but she's very regimented, which I love. Anyhow, so we've got that going. I am going to be posting. I am so excited about this book because I had it in my cart on Amazon for months. It's called Around the Board. So that is next month's book club pick. The reason I didn't buy it was because I was like, how many freaking charcuterie boards can she do? For it to cost, to validate that kind of purchase. Anyhow, David swears, you guys know I love Sam's Club. David loves Sam's Club. The way groceries have just gotten so freaking expensive, we are buying everything in bulk as much as we can. Just because, and a lot of times I can't find stuff. And so it's like we're just stocking up on whatever. But anyhow, David swears Sam's has the best books. So I was like, I've never looked at their books. Let me take a gander. And this was one of the books that was over there. Okay, what I love is she has it broken down by season. And so not only like what fruits are in season, but because she has those on the boards, but even though there's like a s'mores board, there's an after school treat board. She's got some really creative ones that are just so fun. She does go through and like kind of walks you through some of the the salami roses and things like that. But she also does wine pairings with which cheeses she is serving. So I love that because I'm always like, I typically go to Whole Foods and I'm like, okay, we're serving this. What can I put together to the cheese guy? So anyhow, I am really excited about this. She does even like go into, it's the crunch, which is her crackers. So I am gonna tell you, if you have not bought the Keto Baking cookbook yet, this is full of crackers and flatbreads and all different kinds of things that I think that these 2 books really do go together, and I will link it and stuff below. But these to me just really complement one another. She even has a breakfast board on here, which I loved. And in the baking, the keto baking, there's like danishes and all that kind of stuff. So here's where I'm going with this. I tried, David and I loved, I should say loved, David still loves it, but to have bagels on hand and cream cheese, and I get the Trader Joe's everything bagel seasoning from Sam's, and it's just like this great little snack, or at least he thinks it is, you know, when he gets home from work. But so I made the donuts for my birthday. That was like the one thing I had been like really craving. I wanted glazed donuts. And they were in this keto baking cookbook. So I was like, you know what? Let me try the bagels. There is a bagel recipe. They were delicious. I will give you, they do not taste like a bagel. They taste like, almost like an Olive Garden breadstick is probably a more accurate description of that. They were a freaking pain in the rear end to make. They're not big bagels. They're not fluffy bagels. So if you make them, like, don't expect like an Einstein bagel, because that's not what I mean. It was basically like the size of those cake donuts that I made. In fact, I ended up using, because it says to roll it out yourself. I don't know. You guys know I am not a baker. I don't like baking, but that was my goal during the pandemic, was to bake, to be the mom that bakes. And especially now with Cricket's food allergies, if you guys ever read the labels of gluten-free food, there's so much crap in there. There's so much different, just yucky starches and just yuck. And if you look at the carb count, it is horrible. And David and I even talked about, we kind of started noticing her, she started getting a gut, and it was just like, what is it? She was swollen. And I 100% believe it was all of the starches and all of that stuff. So anyhow, it does take a little bit more work, but so I make the cookies in the afternoon. So that's our afternoon snack, is some type of treat, some type of cookie. Right now we've been having ice cream, and I will post that later this week. It was a coconut ice cream. I don't like coconut. Ice cream's actually pretty good. So I was surprised. Anyhow, yeah, that's kind of what I've got on that. So yeah, I mean, and I'll post it, what page it's on. I mean, I want to say it's like 5 carbs. It's not that bad. Now I will tell you, maybe don't make them into the bagel, and maybe make them into breadsticks, but like twist it, twist it kind of breadsticks. They would be absolutely delicious, dipped in a sugar-free like Rouse marinara sauce. Just saying. They were tasty, they were good, but they did not taste like a bagel. So anyhow, yeah, that's kind of all we have going on right now. It's kind of my weekly update for you guys. Hopefully next week I will have finished the kitchen floor, and I will show you what that looks like. I am proud of myself. David said he was going to move all the furniture for me in our kitchen sitting area, and he didn't. And so I moved everything. I could not believe I did it. I was actually pretty proud of myself. I even moved the rug, and I think the rugs are typically like the heaviest thing. But yeah, I did it, and so it comes from carrying around my 30 pounds. Everyone's like, do you do weights? No, I carry around a 30-pound little critter all day that is seriously more than half my size. So today, I'm gonna wrap this up real quick. That's my last story. So, because Cricket does have this dress, it is absolutely adorable on her. But so I pulled it out of my closet to put it on, and it's like also her favorite dress. Like I think she's worn it 3 times. The most she's worn it is 3 times in 1 week. And I do laundry every day, so it's hanging dry, and so she does kind of see stuff when I haven't gotten it put away yet. But anyhow, she saw my dress and was like, immediately, taking her shirt off, like trying to put the dress on. So it was really funny. I don't think she appreciated the fact that she thinks I'm wearing her dress. So I have a feeling this is like a pre-show of what's to come. Thank goodness this child is gonna be so much taller than me and her feet are gonna be bigger than me. So I am really not gonna have to worry about it that long, I don't think. Anyhow, have a wonderful evening and I look forward to catching up with you next week.